Good afternoon, everybody. I'm here to talk about, yes, some specific applications of AI agents. And let me see if this pointer is working. Yes, I think it is. And what I will be talking about is about how AI agents will change DeFi, not in 1 year, in 2 years, in 3 years from now, but how it is already changing DeFi today. What are agentic applications out there that people can already use? When you think of the different use cases for AI agents in the DeFi context, there are basically 3 different domains. On the one hand side, we have research, so learning about tokens, analyzing them, analyzing yield platforms, investment opportunities, the performance of Bitcoin, and so on. It's the research domain. Then we have transaction execution. So this is everything that has to do with placing your orders, your transactions, the risk monitoring, trade execution, and so on. And then, last but not least, it's the truly autonomous trading where you entrust an AI agent with your funds to manage those funds for you. Here, a question to all of you. Who in here is using AI agents, let's say, on the research side? AI agents or AI as such, maybe just OpenAI. Anybody using it yet? Yeah, I think the majority of the hands are going up. How about transaction execution? Is anybody using AI yet to execute on their trading decisions, their transactions, their risk management? Anybody? I don't see any hands going up. And then probably the last question, I can then predict there's also no hands going up. Who gives all their financial wealth to AI agents and has it managed for them? Yeah, I think that's still the future. But where we are today, on the research side and on the side of preparing transactions for you, managing transactions, this is something AI agents are already there, and they can help you to do this. And here I want to give a couple of examples based on some of the AI agents that we have built at Griffin AI. So we are focusing on this intersection of blockchain and AI, and we have built quite a big suite of agents, I think over 20 agents by now. And I want to give you some insights in what is already out there, what people can use today. So the research domain, it's basically all about identifying alpha opportunities. And this is an easy case. Many of you are maybe using OpenAI, GPT to analyze what's happening in the markets. I think on CoinMarketCap, you can click, there are some features like some quick prompts. You can click on what's happening with token, with Ethereum today, and so on. So that is basically the first level where we see AI to take off. On our end, we have built a couple of agents that analyze on-chain data. For example, we call it Alpha Hunter, an agent. It's analyzing across all different networks and blockchains, hundreds of different DEXs and thousands of different tokens and liquid trading pairs. And it's analyzing buy pressure, on-chain transaction volumes, number of transactions, number of buy versus sell transactions, and so on. And it's generating insights for further investigation, but it's already providing you a short list of potential assets to look at if you want to interpret and work with these on-chain data providers. There are other agents we have deployed. They are more traditional chart analysis, technical analysis. So it's a market watcher and a price analyst where you can, and I use it a lot, I can get a report on any crypto assets. So we have over 2,000 crypto assets that our agents have data access to. And you can get a real-time analysis of the midterm, long-term, short-term price trends, market movements, all the technical indicators. It can be a 5-page research report, and you can generate it in minutes without really doing much, but just prompting the agent. And When I did research in the past, it took me quite a lot of time, Googling online, searching, finding research reports. They were outdated. They were 1 or 2 months old, which is in crypto a long time. Or they were very biased, written by somebody close to the project or funded by the project. So those are the type of agents that really help you navigate the crypto space and make sense of all of this information. What is quite unique, and we've been talking about automation and trading bots for a long time. I mean, they've been around 20, 30 years. In crypto, been around for many years, where people automate certain trading strategies. But using language models and generative AI, we don't have to just develop very strict rule-based approaches and algorithms, but we can use the understanding and the intelligence of language models to solve less deterministic and more open questions, and really guide investors in a way that you can actually engage with your agent and ask it for follow-up questions, ask it to dive deeper and analyze information that is available, no matter if it's quantitative, qualitative, if it's new sentiment, on-chain data, off-chain data, fundamental data. You can cover it all with those type of agents. So those are just some examples of the agents that we have already out there up and running. We've also created an agent builder. So if you don't find the right agents in the agents we provide, you can create your own agents, your own bots with the specific data, with the specific tools that you need. And all of those tools, they are of course crypto native and can understand blockchain data and the overall Web3 context. But now, once you identify and create investment opportunity, the next question is, how do you trade? How do you ape in? And I think I'm now the second speaker in a row who's mentioning Trump in this context. I think the Trump token caught all of our attention. Yeah, you made an investment decision. It might be a good one. It might not be such a good one. The next question is, how do you execute on it? And for this, there are already solutions out there, not many, but there are solutions out there that basically we call them transaction execution agents. So it's AI agents that basically allow you and prepare transactions for you. They identify the optimal path, the optimal liquidity pools, and prepare transactions, send it to your wallet for approval. And here, maybe a video says more than many words. I may please ask the tech to quickly run the short demo video of this agent.
Turbo, DeFi can finally be safe and simple. Here is how easy it is. I just text Turbo, swap some Ethereum, 1 second, and it's done. No taps, no stress, just one simple chat.
TEA Turbo identifies your intent, checks balances, finds the best route, and shows the plan before you sign. TA Turbo never touches your keys. It only prepares the plan. You approve every step. Want yield? T-Turbo has you covered. It fetches lending pool data and APY. You choose, sign, and your funds are working. At launch, swap on Uniswap. Route through 1inch. Earn yield on Aave. Connect with MetaMask, Wallet Connect, Ledger, and more. Live now on Ethereum mainnet, with more networks and protocols coming soon.
With TEA Turbo, DeFi is easy and ready for you now. Try it free at Griffin AI website.
Thank you. What you just saw, this was a short demo trailer of Transaction Execution Agent, in short TEA. And basically what it does, it understands user intent. What do you want to do? You want to swap, you want me to calculate something, you want yield. And then it takes this intent and finds the best path forward for you. So, okay, you want to swap Okay, it can compare Uniswap versus 1inch, now also versus PancakeSwap, getting you the best prices. If you're interested in yield, it can compare different yield platform and recommend where to get the highest yield on your stablecoin or whatever asset you want to deploy to. And the big relief is you can do it all with one agent with one interface. Typically, if you do this as we all are using DeFi, we go to different websites, we connect to 1inch, we connect to Uniswap, to PancakeSwap, we compare the prices, we go to different yield sites, all different interfaces. Some of us, probably me included, have been scammed by going to the wrong website, maybe one that was promoted, and you connect to the wrong website and lose your funds. It's quite dangerous, and it's a very complicated process. Using AI agents, you can greatly simplify and make this experience more secure. And making a transaction, swapping half your stablecoin into Ethereum, this can be as simple as a conversation. It doesn't have to be complicated. And this is where agents like TEA really stand out. To make this abstraction and make it simpler for you to engage with DeFi in a way that you can trust and be secure. Now on the technology side, I promise I don't go too deep here, but for those type of agents, there's a quite unique architecture that you need to make sure. Like, people usually ask, the first question is, oh, can I not just do this with GPT? No, you can't, because GPT in the end, it's a language model. It tries to please you, give you the answers you like, but it's not meant to really execute a very deterministic, a very defined path with certain risk parameters, with certain options, which pools to use, and so on. So you need to build a software, an application around the language model so that the agent really does what it's intended to do. We solved this by implementing a hybrid logic that is using, on the one hand side, language models, and on the other hand, very deterministic reasoning trees. So we hard-coded for those different intents. If you want to swap, what are the things you need to do? Check prices on Uniswap, check them on Aave, compare whatever. It's a very clear process that is being executed. And whenever something in the user interaction is not clear, then this language model kicks in and can then clarify the situation and help the deterministic software to move along. So in this space, we are seeing quite a big convergence between classical programming and application development and using generative AI and language models as such. Now, this is a level we at Griffin AI, also a few other players in the industry are already operating agents on the research side and for those transaction executions.
And you have a point.
The next frontier is, of course,
inside.
autonomous trading.
Yeah,
here I don't go too much into detail. Our focus was on the first two stages, but already now we started working with true autonomous agents
because it's only
that make their own investment decisions. Maybe you define roughly the risk parameters and which asset universe you want to invest in, what is your risk tolerance, how much capital you deploy, what's the maximum portfolio risk, and so on. You define those things, but then you have AI agents manage the funds for you. And here there are many different additional considerations you have to think through when you are designing such agents. In those cases, maybe you do not want to trust running your agents completely in the cloud, hosted by OpenAI, hosted by Griffin AI, hosted by anybody. We have built those agents to and enable them to execute in trusted execution environments. So those agents and the code those agents are running, they run on a specific hardware chip, and you can always validate which version of the code those agents are currently running. So you need, if you go into autonomous trading and real autonomy of those agents, you need to secure the agent and the agent software, and there are different approaches to it. Also, you're no longer talking about single agent systems.
I check
It's
the
not
signal.
one agent that does everything for you. One agent to find the trading signal, to make the investment decision, decide on your portfolio size, do the risk management, monitor the position. Now you now start to go into a space where you're splitting up those tasks into different roles. Just like at a hedge fund, at an investment bank, you have different roles, you have different people, from client advisor to product specialist, to research, to execution,
Yes,
to risk
that's the
management.
slide, yes.
You start replicating those human team functions in agents. And this is some of the current work we are currently working on really offloading much of the investment process to AI agents. Of course, it goes also along with having clear policies, framework, procedures, how to manage risk, how to manage your position sizes, and so on. And here again, we have this combination of deterministic and logic reasoning tree on the one hand side, with very programmable logic, and on the other hand, the abstract, the creative language model usage. If we take one step back from agents in DeFi, I personally believe that AI agents, that blockchain provides to AI agents much of the technology they need to become truly autonomous. If you think of an agent that is acting independent without too much human oversight or interaction, there are a couple of capabilities you need to build and you need to create. It is advanced reasoning. You want your agent to have their own logic, that understand, that can make their own decision making. It goes hand in hand with planning. You want agents that can plan their own day, the task they have to do in a day. You need financial transactions in there, like we showed with transaction execution agent. You need to provide those agents with on-chain data access. You need to get off-chain data access into them. You need to operate in secure and trusted execution environments. You need to handle multi-agent interactions, so it's not just one agent that does everything and you trust one person completely. No, you need to separate responsibilities. There are awareness issues, memory issues, and so on. And there are many things the AI industry is working on getting to autonomous agents, and I believe in the space of blockchain technology, using what we have built as an industry, we have many interesting solutions to enable this autonomy of AI agents. And why is this important? By AI agents adopting blockchain technology, I'm pretty certain that the next wave, the wave of mass adoption, the next wave of blockchain adoption is not necessarily driven by humans, but it's actually driven by AI agents that are creating, trading, transacting, and collaborating on-chain. We will see it will start in a few months, you will see it clearly in a few years, that the transaction volume is greatly going to shift away from humans towards AI agents. And it's a logical step, because if you are an AI, if you are written by computer code, would you use rather a system like blockchain to transfer value, to authenticate yourself, or would you trust in a legacy system with financial institutions, banks, identity providers, a system that has been developed over decades and in some cases over hundreds of years, that is just not there anymore and not up to the digital age anymore. AI agents, they will naturally gravitate towards modern digital technologies, towards blockchain technology. That's why this intersection is so important for us and the focus of our work. With that, I'm at the end of the session. Are there any questions I can take in the last minute or two? now I'm being nailed down on a timeline when we will execute, when we will release the first fully trading agent. We have already released it internally for testing purposes. There are still a few things we want to iron out in this version. I think by the end of this year, we are able to release it in a public way and let it trade and be visible to a public audience. That doesn't mean that people can yet deploy capital to this agent, because this is about real financial transactions, so we need to make really sure it operates as it should with enough human oversight and so on. But for demo purposes, it will be available this year and take a bit longer for you to be able then to really use it.
How does the economic model for you works in this field? Which is like a subscription basis for the AI agent, or you get paid by exchanges? Or
Yeah. A good point. For us, basically, as of now, we offer those services for free. We want people to try them out on the playground. People can, we have, I think, over almost 270,000 people now using our agents completely for free. It's right now about showing the utility and the use case of those agents. Monetization will come at a later stage. Where we see the monetization to really kick in is once you move onto the stage of agent-to-agent interaction and agent-to-agent commerce. Because now you have many agents on the platform, there are more and more user-generated agents deployed to the platform, but at some point those agents, they start interacting with each other. Let's say you have built a great agent for on-chain data analysis, but this agent now needs access to a current news sentiment report. It doesn't make sense for this one agent now to learn a completely different skill set. It's way easier for this agent now to engage with another agent who is specialized in sentiment analysis. There will be the natural way for agents that need to monetize their own services and can provide their own services to other agents. And this will be the driver of the economic system once this marketplace is fully established. Okay, then thank you very much. Have a good day, everybody. Thank you.
thank you very much, Oliver.